Are you stressed and filled with anxiety like I am? Maybe in a bit of pain from that car accident you had a few years ago? Well, the sponsor of today's episode, Hempville CBD, has us covered. They have the highest quality products created by chemists and doctors. Hempville carries everything from CBD to THC dispensary grade without those despicable dispensary prices. Order your Delta 8, 9 edibles and vapes along with the THCA flower and get free shipping when you spend $50 or more at hempvillecbd.com. Check out the link in the description for more details.
Welcome to the Filmistines, the podcast where we discuss all things movies. Join us as we dive deep into the latest releases, revisit classic films, and explore the art of cinema. Whether you're a film fanatic or just love a good flick, we've got you covered. From Hollywood blockbusters to indie gems, we'll be breaking down the storytelling, cinematography, and everything in between. So grab some popcorn, sit back, and get ready for some cinematic magic. If you like what you hear, please consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/Filmistines. We offer tiers at the $1, $5, and $20 level, where the $5 tier will grant the ability to request films for future episodes. This is the Filmistines, where movies are more than just entertainment, they're an experience. All around you. And welcome back to another episode of the Filmistines. Thank you for joining us today. I'm joined today by my rumor monger friend, Lucy.
Hello.
You can join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for brand new episodes of the Filmistine. Some recent episodes include Of Mice and Men, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Fight Club, the new David Fincher film, The Killer, our 30 or so important films episode, our top 20 anticipated 2024 films. And to continue the seasonal trend, we have another list for you today. Today we're discussing all those rumors you probably don't know about. Or you might, because you guys are connected. What's the rumor mill been saying lately, Lucy?
Alright, so our first rumor here, Melissa Barrera, which plays Sam Carpenter in the Scream, I guess the new Scream franchise, and she got fired from Screen 7 for posting on social media things about the Israeli war. Like, she posted good things. I mean, she wasn't posting anything outrageous. One of her posts said, "Every person on this earth, regardless of religion, race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, deserves equal human rights, dignity, and of course, freedom." And I guess she posted a lot of things about, hating people who hate and prejudice and just, I don't know, bunch of things. And she got fired for it. That's weird. Is that weird? Is that normal?
Yeah, that has happened quite a bit.
Actors aren't allowed to express their minds on social media?
Yeah, it blacklists them in some cases. Mel Gibson's a real famous example of that. I can't remember what he said. We were so young, I don't even know. I think people think he's a racist or something for whatever reason, or like some kind of anti-Semite or whatever, but
yeah, well, following this, apparently Jenna Ortega quit the franchise too. It happened right after Melissa got fired, but apparently that's not why she quit. She quit for some other reasons, but it's just a rumor, so I don't know what's true.
Was it scheduling?
No, didn't mention anything about scheduling. I did read something about maybe not getting paid enough, because I guess between Scream 6 and this new Scream 7, she's got a lot of, Wednesday fame.
Yeah.
So maybe she was asking for more money. But, again, rumors.
Yeah, you're not going to make a lot of money doing horror. I hate to break it to you, Jenna. That's just not where the money is at. You have to talk to Leo, and I'm sure he'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, I think he's dating, like, an 18-year-old right now, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's dating an 18-year-old model, I think. That's what that's the other rumor, not on my list.
Yeah, no, he likes him young. Jenna might be too old now, I don't even know.
That's true. But how are they going to continue that franchise without these two? Without our main character and her sister?
Yeah, she obviously was going to be even more at the focus of the next one. She was going to be the main character and the killer.
Yeah.
So that they're going to have to put that on ice probably.
Would they recast? Is this? I don't know how often that happens. I feel like it doesn't happen that often, especially now.
I mean, they definitely could recast. They have every right to. It does kind of suck for her. What's her name?
Melissa Barrera.
Because they're in perfect positions to be heard. You know,
Mm-hmm.
celebrities, people in movies, they treat them like they really don't have the right to express themselves, and which is kind of ironic, I guess.
But she's not saying bad things. I could understand if she was saying like, yeah, let's bomb them. I don't know.
No, she has the right to say that too, and I don't think that's grounds for losing her job.
No, but I could understand it more.
I guess.
I could sympathize more.
It's kind of sad because she's standing up in the most cowardice way. All humans deserve, equal rights
Yeah,
and equal
she's
opportunity.
not even calling it out.
Yeah, she's not even picking sides or anything. There's no principled stance here in it. So it kind of sucks that that's the reason. And it may not actually be the reason, too. It may be a money problem, like with Jenna here. I'm sure that happens quite a bit. People don't agree. And
well, that's what happened in Scream 6 with the other girl.
Yeah, with Neve Campbell.
Yes.
Horror movies don't, they have a cap of $250 million, so they can't spend too much money on everybody.
Yeah, you gotta understand your genre here.
Yeah, and I guess it's kind of funny that you run into that problem probably quite a bit with horror because there's a lot of ensemble casts in horror too, and especially in Scream, so it's kind of funny.
All right, well, hopefully it gets resolved because I want her to come back and be the killer. I'm waiting for that. I hope you're right there. And, yeah, maybe she got fired after they made it. All right, next on I guess it's not a rumor anymore. I guess it was officially announced. Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, I think that's how you say his last name, are doing a new Karate Kid movie. Another Karate Kid movie.
Is he in the original Jackie Chan?
So, no, Rocky. Wow. Jackie Chan is in the Jaden Smith remake. Okay. And Ralph is the OG Karate Kid.
Is Ralph in the Jaden?
I don't think so.
In any form?
No. I don't think so.
Not even cameo?
I don't think so. But it's also been a while since I've seen it, if I've even seen it. I feel like I've just seen bits and pieces of it. But the original one is it's definitely one of my favorites.
That's one of those, maybe 80s, I'm not too sure, but one of those movies of that time where it's just loved. They had that show and obviously that early remake. That was kind of ahead of its time in a way.
You haven't seen The Karate Kid, right?
I don't think I've even seen the Jaden Jackie Chan one.
Oh.
I don't think I've seen any of it.
Okay. Well, people are really excited, and I guess it was announced by Sony that they are doing it. And a day after it was announced, they had over 10,000 submissions for who's going to be the new Karate Kid. That's a lot. 10,000 in one day of announcement. How do they go through that? Who goes through that? Jesus.
Casting agents and, directors, producers, everybody's kind of playing a role in that. It's different for every production, I should say. I guess it's probably like any company getting resumes and stuff. There are people who just kind of float to the top based off of X, Y, and Z. But it's probably really fun going through some of that. You
don't think it gets kind of repetitive? Like you could miss out the next big kid because you had 10,000 of these to go through? Or, more. They got 10,000 in a day. They have to go through way more.
Yeah. I wonder how they kind of announce what they want out of people. Because if it's just put into the ether and all these casting agents are telling their guys... I would imagine everyone would know that we need him to be about 6 feet tall, needs to be kind of lanky, blonde hair type thing. Are there 10,000 of those people?
Yeah, I think so. They put out that he needed to be of a certain height, about a certain body type, and I think they wanted him to speak English, of course, but if he had, I don't know what percentage of Mandarin.
Oh.
Like, they had some requirements there.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So 10,000 of these had those requirements.
And then all the people, they all look similar in one way. And
I bet.
I'm sure that does get repetitive, but that sounds really fun to go through that. That's a lot. That's it's not possible though to go through all that. It's not possible. I don't know how.
What do they do?
I don't know. I wonder how they weed that out.
Yeah.
Because when when you've got 7 auditions.
Yes.
You can think about it, but you can't. You have no time to think. 10,000 people. There must be. I would be willing to bet they almost American Idol that shit, where they have different committees where these people kind of get filtered through, maybe 10 or so, probably more than that, and then they kind of bubble those to the top.
That makes sense.
Because something tells me they, in some way or another, go through every single one of them, unlike resumes. But I don't know. It could just be treated the exact same way. All right, we're randomly going to take these people. You know, these people have these characteristics that we love. We're going to definitely focus on this kind of person. But yeah, that's nuts.
Man.
That sounds super fun, though. I think that'd be really cool to be a casting director, probably. I guess with the casting director, that sounds about right.
Yeah, they always add director to whatever. Art director, casting director, makeup director. But how do you feel about that? A new Karate Kid. Another Karate Kid. Is it time?
I mean, I guess so, because, you know, the Netflix show's huge. It's one of their big hits, right?
The Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch it.
And, you know, it's one of these franchises it's like weirdly missing from the pre-sequel world. Like, you know, we got the Ghostbusters, we're getting the aliens and the everything else.
Yeah.
Terminators, but we don't have Karate Kid. You know, we have the remake, which was kind of popular 15 years ago. Instead of the re-sequel thing, we just remade them.
Yeah. And, you know, you can't go wrong with Jackie Chan.
It's kind of funny that they're taking some of the new and the old and making the new thing, though.
I kind of like that.
That's kind of fun.
All right. Our next one here is a study from the Annenberg Inclusion Initiative has said that Hispanic and Latino representation in film hasn't improved for 16 years. So they took a study of 1,600 films from 2007 to 2022. So that had over 62,000 speaking characters, as well as 13,000 directors, producers, and casting directors. So in that 16-year period, only 75, which is 4.4% of actors, in lead or co-lead roles were Hispanic. Only 5 were Hispanic actors that were 45 years or older, and out of those 5, 3 of those roles were played by Jennifer Lopez. Which I thought that was hilarious.
They count Jennifer Lopez?
They count Jennifer Lopez.
So this includes American Mexican people?
Yes.
Huh, okay. That makes it look even worse.
Yeah.
Not that it looks bad. It's just kind of a funny thing. We're seeing kind of the opposite happen with Korea, probably. Of course, you know, Korea's kind of further away, so you're not going to see a lot of Koreans pop up in American productions.
Yeah.
You know, you might expect specifically Mexicans to kind of pop up more in American productions, especially because so many things are made in California, and I imagine there are a lot of Mexicans there. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Right?
I've never been there, but TV would like me to believe there are.
Me too. I've never been there.
That's where George Lopez is from. He's Mexican. Well, he's American Mexican. We found out he was born in California.
Yeah.
Changed my world. He's hardly Mexican. Has he ever been to Mexico?
I think so, right? Wasn't his grandma from Mexico or something, or whoever took care of him? Yeah, I don't know. It says 2.6% of those actors were U.S. born. So out of the 4.4, 2.6 were U.S. born. Is that what I'm reading here?
Yeah, so that bigger number was like 70, right? So about 35 of them were U.S. born, Hispanic descent, or Latino
Hispanic
descent.
Latinos, yeah.
Yeah.
It says Hispanic/Latinos. So you're including both here.
Yeah, I think they're trying to include the guys who don't like to be called Hispanics.
Ah,
Like
gotcha.
What was it? The
Hondurans?
Brazilian guys? The Hondurans, yeah. You too, guys, you're in this study. That's funny. That's really funny.
Why does that not feel true, though? Or is that just me?
That feels pretty true.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, we've had, you know, Jenna Ortega, Selena Gomez, Jenna Ortega's sister in the Scream franchise. She's Hispanic. Melissa Barrera,
okay.
yeah. And I mean, you know, I guess this year, they're not including 2023, but we have, you know, Blue Beetle and we have Eva Longoria's Flamin' Hot documentary or docudrama. Docu-rama.
Yeah, sort of docudrama. The corporate cinematic universe.
Yeah, there you go.
The CCU.
The CCU.
Why does that sound like a terrorist organization? No, I mean, I think that's funny. I guess we've just been, maybe this year or the last couple of months you've started to see some increase because it was the last 16 years.
Yeah.
Said that might be a little disingenuous and start to kind of dilute the so-called problem, because there just aren't a lot of high production, specifically Mexican productions happening. And a lot of them, like the guy who did Bardo and Revenant and stuff, they come to the United States and make movies. And then, he even made a movie about trying to go back to Mexico and feeling rejected. And so there's this kind of dynamic that happens within that part of the industry that tries to retain some of their heritage and their, where they come from. But there's just this, I don't know, lack of focus for maybe specifically Mexico to make movies of that kind of caliber and stuff. Because I guarantee you that list, I don't know what the stipulation was for the movie. Maybe they need to be blockbuster-esque, kind of $10 million plus movies. There's a lot of movies being made in Mexico that do not make it to the United States.
Yeah, I guess they picked the first 1,600 top grossing films.
See, it's a little disingenuous, it feels like, because Americans like American movies first and foremost. And then occasionally the rest of the world also likes American movies. But usually, if you look up box office numbers and stuff, the domestic gross is at least half for the United States, at least for the rest, compared to the rest of the world. So it looks a little.
Yeah, it looks off.
Yeah, we're making movies for ourselves, and there's some of that happens probably in every country. I would imagine Decision to Leave, that Park Chan-wook film, did. It may have not even gotten an American release in very many theaters outside of like Sundance or TIFF or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The film festivals. But it probably only made money in Korea and maybe some surrounding Asian countries, So there's something to that, because the pool of films they probably took, if they just took like American box office kind of, Mojo box office kind of top.
Which I'm sure they did, yeah.
Yeah. It's a little disingenuous, I think, yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, you had America Ferrera in the new Barbie movie.
Which is the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah. But
she doesn't play a great role, but
but she's there.
She's there, yeah.
And then I was reading further in that study that a quarter of those Hispanics were depicted as immigrants, and then another quarter were depicted as low income. More than half were depicted as criminals, and nearly half as violent criminals.
Yeah, so we're tapping in the tropes.
Yeah.
And until that Mexican makes that Top Gun Maverick, or what that Barbie, I guess Barbie, not super fair, I guess, because America Ferrera's in it, but that Guardians of the Galaxy, whatever,
right,
some kind of production like that.
Yeah.
Until that happens, that's just how it's going to be, because it's kind of the smaller, or I guess the old point of contention was, and maybe still is to some degree, is why aren't there more black people in film?
Yeah.
Like American black people in American films. Why are a lot of black people so-called alienated to black films, hood films,
right,
those kinds of genres of films. And, it's just 9 times out of 10, it's probably these people or writers and directors are working with and writing what they know, Well, I mean, first and foremost, nepotism is driving their entire mind. And so they grew up in certain communities, and there's no doubt there's still elements of segregation all across the United States. Organic segregation, maybe even natural in some ways, but it's a very harsh reality that's not that big of a deal.
You heard it here.
Yeah. Because it's kind of funny because it worked in the opposite way too, though. Because when you see that Hispanic float to the top, they're loved outside, like just on an unheard of level, like Bad Bunny, right?
Mm-hmm.
BTS. You know, these people who, well, he's not Hispanic. They're not Hispanic, but they're, you know, not of an American kind of born group of people, but they float to the top and they just become loved on an unbelievable level. The Beatles, right? Non-American people, but they, you know, and they are white, but they just are, they have this exotic flavor to them that they just, it's just anything, unlike anything else.
Yeah.
And then you have your manufactured people like Taylor Swift who are forced into the spotlight, right? Getting a little conspiratorial there. Yeah. I guess in a nutshell, I think that's a little disingenuous.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel that way to me, that it's been 16 years of no representation for Hispanics, or I guess no increase in representation for Hispanics and Latinos. I don't know. It just doesn't feel that way.
I would have to say so too. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, especially when you have you know, that new Selena show that came out on, was it on Netflix? That was good.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you do have stars emerging, like Jenna Ortega. I think she's probably one of the biggest ones right now.
Yeah, especially youngins.
Yeah.
Young celebrities right now. She's probably top 5 biggest young celebrities right now. Young actors, I should say. Yeah,
it's just it was a interesting article.
You got to ask yourself, what was the intent of that? What do you spent? It sounds like they probably spent a lot of time getting that data together. You know, just number crunching. Not a lot of testing happening. But
not a lot of mind power. But just a lot of time.
But like, what was the ends? Like what was the desired ends?
Well, it says here the conclusion of their study. They're offering roadmaps for change, which includes expanding the cast listing, searches, and expectations, and supporting grants for Hispanic/Latino creatives behind and in front of the camera, and creating tax incentives for productions hiring Hispanic Latino individuals above the line.
I don't know, but something tells me there's probably a lot of Hispanics behind the camera, like in the crew.
I have no clue.
I bet there is more than you might be willing to accept.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, I have a lot of family friends. I know a lot of the Hispanics in the community. None of them work in the film industry, but we're also here in
the Mid-South.
The Mid-South, so
not near Atlanta.
No.
Yeah, there's not a lot of film happening out here.
Or in Texas, I guess. That's where either Texas, Mexico, or here. So that's also not fair for me to say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was just interesting. But I mean, hey, if you're gonna go give out grants to Hispanics or Latinos, we need one. You got a Latino right here.
Yeah, you got 2 right here.
You're
I think my dad's Mexican.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with it. All right, I got another survey here. I guess I found some interesting surveys and studies. But 3/4 of the United Kingdom film and TV crew consider workplace unsafe.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
And they go on to mention there's a foundation, the Mark Milsom Foundation. They're the ones who conducted the survey, and they're trying to get, I guess, some word out there about how unsafe it is, especially after there was a camera operator who was killed when filming a car stunt. So
yeah, I think he fell out of the car while I was moving.
The stuntman?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That sounds dangerous. Yeah, it was saying over 733 individuals revealed that safety training and protocols need to improvise, and that production companies should take responsibility for issues affecting the shooting crew on a film or TV set, even when there are freelance contractors involved. That should be so obvious, but it's not. I was reading on social media the other day, there was this lady who worked for Amazon Plex. Is it Flex or Plex? Flex. Plex is the TV app. No, she worked for Amazon Flex, and that's kind of a freelancing thing, I guess. I'm not quite sure. But you go in your own car and you deliver packages for Amazon. And she got in a car accident. And she tried to, because she does that on her time off. She has a normal job with insurance. So she tried to go to the doctors, and they asked her about her insurance. And she basically told them she was on the job when she had that accident. Because she was delivering packages for Amazon. But Amazon was like, no, you're an individual. You're a freelance contractor. So we're not going to cover this. And her job wasn't going to cover it because she wasn't on that job. So the doctors didn't want to see her because now she wasn't getting covered. And the car accident she was in wasn't her fault. It was the other person. But his insurance didn't want to cover it because it was a work-related injury. So she just talks about all the nuances she had to go through, and that she was refused care in this case because nobody was willing to cover it when, she was basically like, I don't care, just, make me feel better, and then I figure out the rest, he who pays for it, or I'll pay for it. But just kind of gave me those vibes that places just don't want to cover things when you're an individual contractor.
Yeah, and I think it's especially hard in film because every little thing you're doing, every little gag, every little stunt is different from everything that happened before. It's made in a different way. They make it happen in a different way. And so it's just, you can't get anything that's like something that's happened before on paper to kind of calibrate what coverage might look like and stuff.
Okay.
So I see the hesitancy with insurance companies for sure. And also, I mean, it's crazy on set. There's, especially when you have all these crazy sets built out and people are moving around on ropes or anything's happening, moving vehicles and doors or something, and there's a lot of moving parts.
Is there enough safety? This article does.
Every production is different. Every single one of them. Even within the same studio, the productions are different.
But, safety is safety. You go to a lab, and even though every lab is different and you're handling different, contaminants or materials, you still have your basic lab protocols that everyone follows. Wear safety glasses, no matter what you're handling. Wear gloves, no matter what you're handling. Wear a lab coat, no matter what you're handling. Because
there's all these different rigs and ways of doing things, there is no standardized safety protocol.
That's crazy.
It's because, it's impossible. Because it's all, every lab, it might be a little different, but it's all, in essence, kind of the same thing. Where if you get something in your eyes, well, I guess if you're on fire, you stop, drop, and roll everywhere. But, you put your gloves on if you're working in a lab where that's, needed kind of thing.
Yep.
You wear your goggles, you put your lab coat on. You don't fucking put your nose and stuff and start smelling.
Yep.
On set, the most important part is you need to be paying attention because you might be just standing there and someone might whiz by with some kind of camera stand, C-stand type thing hanging out of a truck and might whack you in the fucking head and put you in a coma for the rest of your life. You need to be attentive with potentially hundreds of people around you, right? And then that doesn't even, that kind of shit is going on 24/7 during a production, and that's not even including what could be happening on set.
Yeah. And how do you train awareness?
Yeah.
How do you train people to pay attention?
Yeah.
I wish you could train people to pay attention.
These aren't scientists who have gone through labs potentially since middle school, on some level.
Yeah.
It's very, and there's definitely a role play there happening in the lab. When you put the lab coat on, you enter this different realm. I think when you're doing it's kind of funny to call it, but when you do the blue collar work of making a film, it's still just blue collar work. You're,
oh my gosh,
you're having fun, you're cutting up, you're maybe not paying attention like you should be.
Okay, so you're saying it's hard for them to be responsible,
especially with the amount of people on set, and there can't be that many babysitters. There is a safety department.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
There's different guys for different types of stunts and stuff, and like fighting, wrestling, guns, type of thing.
Yeah,
jumps.
Wasn't there a recent one with a firearm? Someone got shot on set.
I don't know about recently.
Like few years recent.
Yeah, the bad one I think was with Alex Baldwin. He shot like 2 or 3 people and one of them died. I think the cameraman died. Camera lady died.
That one.
Because there was a loaded gun on set. Apparently.
Why was there a loaded gun on set? Oh, okay. Anyway. Well, then they start talking about basic training and how that needs to be improved. And also, there's a lot of people being promoted to higher positions without being trained for their positions, which, I mean, the way you're making it sound makes it sound nearly impossible. It just sounds like you need to hire competent people, and each safety procedure is so individualized to each company.
You know, when you have cities of people who all want to work in the film industry, like LA or something, you've got an entire, picnic basket of idiots. So, like, it's just, you saw Penny on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
She probably did a lot of behind the scenes work here and there, because she wanted to be an actor. A lot of them work their way up out of being a crew member, being a PA and stuff. She's not very bright.
I have here that 96% of those survey people, of respondents, I like that better, had 10 plus hour days. And that was their normal working day, not including their travel, overtime, or other unpaid working time. 50% had worked days of 12 hours. And 46.4% had worked a day lasting 12 hours or more. And then it further goes into 80% of their daily journeys to and from work took over 1 hour or more. Wow. More than half took longer than 90 minutes. And 72% of them agreed with this statement. I am sometimes so tired that I am concerned about my safety on the road traveling to and from work, and or the possibility that I will work in an unsafe way.
Yeah, we didn't even mention psychological health and lack of sleep and everything, because that just comes with the job.
Yeah.
There's no way around that.
Yeah, what are these people expecting here? This sounds like...
Yeah, I mean, I hate to break it to them, but if you don't want to get in line and kind of figure out the schedule, because you can figure it out because thousands and tens of thousands of people have before you for 100 years, and tens and thousands of people are waiting for, you to leave your job so they can take it.
But there's got to be something. There's got to be something that they can do.
Yeah, not party after work. Don't, no.
All right, dad notes here. Let's go.
If you're going to work your 12-hour day, you go home and chill and go to sleep and get back to work. You're not going to be, because you're not, I mean, I know it's a little different for places like Los Angeles because you need to make a lot of money to sustain yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the same everywhere. So it's really just not fair, because people in Atlanta are getting the benefits of not having to deal with, the nonsense of LA. They don't have the 2 to 4 hour traffic delays.
Yeah.
I've heard people like on Reddit and Letterboxd and stuff, some of these guys can watch full movies while waiting in traffic.
Oh my God.
On the highway. I'm just like, that's why you guys all like movies. That's all you fucking do on the highway is watch movies. So it's different, right? They probably literally don't even have time to party. They're getting fucked up for different reasons.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's different everywhere you go, and that just makes the insurance thing and the safety protocols thing just so much more difficult, because a lot of the film industry is unionized, but not all unions are equal for where they are. And I guess probably not. I don't know if there's just one big union. I don't really know what all the unions are in the film industry. Like, I know the SAG-AFTRA Writing Actors Guild that's unionized, right? That's a big part of the whole collaborative collective effort that they just went through or are in the middle of going through. I don't really know what defines their union, but those things are on some level designed to protect them. So maybe they just need to open some more doors in that realm to figure it out. But I don't know. I guess maybe we enter a new phase of safety unionization that they kind of faced during the 20s and 30s in filmmaking.
You think?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the safety thing, I think, is the on-set safety thing. I think is impossible to mitigate without, just reminding people to pay attention.
Yeah, maybe you should be able to take like a IQ test or something that weeds out the people that clearly are not going to pay attention.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We because the movies all of a sudden might start to become more expensive. We need all the grunts of the grunts to be on set, so they can
need people who aren't going to demand much.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's definitely a really delicate situation. The sleep thing is one of the unfortunate kind of realities of the situation that you really have to be really tight on your time management. And I don't know what a work schedule might look like in LA as far as like when you're done with this 3-week project, do you need to immediately jump onto another project? But in a lot of the rest of the country, unless you're, a grunt, some kind of PA, right? You don't need to jump around as quickly.
So you have time to sleep what you missed out.
Yeah, you work a month, a couple weeks off. So I don't know. It's definitely an endless problem on some level, and I think we are in an era of people bitching for people bitching out of a point of brattiness and not really knowing what hardships look like. So I don't know.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
It poisons the well when that happens, I guess. But yeah, I guess the answer might be unionization or more kind of fleshed out unionizations. But
I guess we'll see.
We'll see. They should. I mean, the real answer probably is to we take LA and just
pick it up and move it over there.
Well, no, we just divide it across the country. Put a little LA, leave a little LA over there, California. Put some in Texas, put some in St. Louis, put some in Cleveland and Florida. Just put it all over the country. Montana, maybe not. I don't know about Montana.
We should
kind of need cities.
I doubt Montana has traffic. Give him to Montana. That would be the new city.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, just kind of spread the film resources and stuff and drive prices down in LA. Don't make it such a desired city to live in, so it's the prices will come down. It's plain and simple.
All right. Is the big screen dead? Amazon to invest $1 million a year to large movie theater companies.
Only $1 million?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
What do you think about that?
I think that's pathetic. That's a pathetic investment. No, I don't think movies are dead. Like the theater?
Yeah. Big screen.
No, the theater is definitely not dead. And I think, movies like Barbie and Oppenheimer and Mario, of course, kind of prove that. We ostensibly have $3 billion movies this year. Almost 4 with Fast and Furious.
Okay, this year. What about last year?
Well, these last few years are a little strange, right? Because of COVID.
Yeah.
So it makes things look a little worse than they maybe are.
Okay.
So we'd have to track it out. Definitely, probably starting 2018 and before, and then maybe starting this year or next, maybe last year. I'm not. I have to look at the numbers, but I guess I would ask the question: how many billion-dollar movies are in every year since the conception of blockbuster movies in 1975?
That's a great question.
Like with accounting for inflation, of course. That would be my question to that question. Because I would say, I don't know. Probably that's what I'd be like. I don't. That's right. I think part of the problem is it's becoming so expensive to project and show the movies at specific theaters because of the equipment. That a lot of theaters can't keep up with the projectors and the keep up of the theater themselves.
Really?
Yeah, that's why a lot of small theaters go out of business because they can't afford it.
Well, how do you fix that? You gotta change the whole cinema or the whole movie theater experience?
Well, you don't, because it's one of those things you either keep up or you don't. And then if you don't, things like AMC and I guess Malco in the Mid-South will come and take your lunch.
I mean, even they're suffering too, though.
Are they?
I think that's what this article made me feel like.
Yeah, I don't know, because maybe there's something behind the scenes going on with these studios and production companies demanding a little bit more from the theaters. I don't know what kind of cut they do, like with I think video games at like Walmart and Target and stuff. They do a 85% cut.
Oh wow, okay.
So I don't know what that looks like at a theater. And I'm sure theaters like your AMC's probably demand a little bit more because they're that high quality experience.
Yeah.
So it starts to hurt that bottom half that can't really just maintain this massive fucking overhead that they've got going. And then not to mention, these are not jobs that demand much, but also they probably never made very much money. They're probably kind of always on that just kind of like restaurants, just meeting that, weekly ends meet type thing, but at the same time you have these trends to increase things like minimum wage and stuff, and theaters are just not capable of handling it. So I could see theaters being hurt by just modern times, but the essence of theater going is definitely not dead, but the logistics of running a theater may be a little more complicated today.
Yeah.
So
I think they should just kind of revamp the movie going experience. We saw recently that they're adding merch now. You can buy a Trolls plush or a Trolls headband. I'm a sucker for those popcorn buckets and the souvenir cups. I am a sucker for those. Increase those. I haven't seen any of those.
That's a good point. They should make it like a Disney or Universal ride where when you get out of the theater, you go through a gift shop.
Yes.
With all the merch.
Look, sell blankets. I love a good blanket at
That's
the
a good
movie
idea.
theater.
That's an excellent idea.
I guess our movie theater before used to not have the grill area. It used to just be popcorn, your typical popcorn, pretzel, hot dog, nachos. But now they've added the grill section where you can get pizza and burger and I think alcohol now.
Yeah.
So I guess that's cool. They're trying that.
Yeah. A lot of theaters do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet ours is just now, they're getting with the times.
Yeah.
Jesus, we make it sound like we live in the middle of nowhere.
I've heard that some theaters have like tables, like a nice restaurant.
Oh shit.
And then you sit at the table and then you watch the movie. And
Look.
people, there's like guys walking around, like waiters. There's waiters that about, and they're
bringing stuff.
They're bringing food
nice.
and drinks and stuff.
But and I think we should also bring back, or I don't know if it was ever a back thing, but like a halftime, like an intermission, especially movies like Oppenheimer. Oh my God, if we would have had like a 15-minute break, I definitely would have gone back and gotten some popcorn or a pretzel and gone to the bathroom and came back and enjoyed the rest of my movie. Not being anxious for, half the movie. Well, I guess I really wasn't anxious with Oppenheimer, but Batman. Oh my God. Is it The Batman? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, I think so.
That one should have definitely had a break. Do a break. Let people go get snacks.
Yeah, there's definitely money in those snacks. I mean, that's where they try to gouge you at.
Merch and snacks. That's all you need.
It's a good idea.
Maybe make the seats more comfortable. I don't know.
Then
we'll have people falling asleep, so I don't know if you want that, but make it like recliners. I know there are good movie theaters out there that probably already have all of this, but make them everywhere. It'll skyrocket.
Yeah, I think the gift shop thing is $1 million idea.
There you go.
That's what they need.
That is what they need. I'd buy there. I'm broke and I'd still buy there.
They could have the mini bag, like exclusive mini bags.
Yes. All right. Next rumor on the rumor mill. Pedro Pascal rumored to be Mr. Fantastic in the new Fantastic Four films. What do you think about that?
It feels desperate. That's my gut feeling.
Sorry, Pedro Pascal.
No, not him. It feels desperate for Disney.
Oh, okay.
No, Pedro Pascal's riding the waves, man.
But he's not a Mr. Fantastic.
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, good.
He'd be a better Doctor Doom.
Yes.
Actually,
yes, he would.
I feel like you need a dweeby guy, first of all, for Mr. Fantastic. I'm not a Fantastic Four fan or anything, but the guy from The Office, Jim, he was in like there was some multiverse type thing in the new Doctor Strange movie with him as Mr. Fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Like, why don't
Why don't they just get him?
Just do that.
Yeah.
Just stick with that. What they just did. I don't know how
Yeah.
that fit into the story, but like that's pretty perfect actually. He's a good fit for that.
Yes. Pedro Pascal is a hot dad.
Yeah.
He's not Mr. Fantastic.
No.
Okay, I'm glad you agree with me.
Yeah, he plays a good Joel.
Yes.
Mr. Fantastic is not Joel.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, I'm sure he can do a fine performance, but he just doesn't have the look.
Yes. Maybe,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll make him have the look, but no.
He's a gruff and tough dude.
Exactly.
Like no. It doesn't make any sense, no.
Yeah, before him, it was rumored that Jake Gyllenhaal and Adam Driver were going to be Mr. Fantastic.
Both of those are better. Those I don't know about those.
But isn't Jake Gyllenhaal already in the MCU?
Yeah,
Isn't
that would
he?
be weird.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy. He's Mr. Mysterio
Yes, in the Spider-Man.
in the Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah. So no. Okay. Hopefully that is the a rumor, and I don't know about Adam Driver, but definitely not Pedro Pascal. All right, our last rumor here.
The Last Melon.
Aardman Animations, which is the animation studio for Chicken Run, Flushed Away, the
Jesus.
Wallace and Gromit dudes,
Okay.
a lot of other, you know.
Are they owned by
Claymation?
Netflix? I would imagine those guys, that animation studio, because they make Shaun the Sheep, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Are they owned by Netflix?
It doesn't say. It just says is a British animation studio based in Bristol, England.
Okay.
Well, they're facing a critical shortage of their specialized clay they use to make their stop motion films.
What the fuck?
And apparently it's rumored that they have the last batch to make one more film of this clay.
This is the worst news I've heard all year. This is terrible. We need to get them some clay.
It's also a rumor. Keep that in mind.
Well, of course. They don't want to throw everyone in the fucking mayhem.
But people were talking about the new Chicken Run movie that's supposed to come out.
Is it claymation?
Yes.
Nice. I'm glad they're sticking with that. I was wondering if they were gonna...
But that should be done, right?
That's done, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so no need to freak out.
Yeah, maybe Chicken Run 3.
What
was this one called? Dawn of the Nugget. The next one
Yeah.
will be Chicken Run, The Birth of the Chicken Sandwich.
Yeah, there's a rumor that they're going to retire and close their firm.
That's crazy. They're a really interesting part of the film landscape. That's gonna be a very quiet kind of closure,
That's so sad.
but that's gonna be
Jesus.
so sad. That's gonna be. I don't know what to say. We're gonna have to have a moment of silence for them if that happens.
When the last box is opened of clay.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
That reminds me of when the Hagoromo chalk
Mm-hmm.
inventor. It was a secret formula for this chalk that was his, or maybe the family owned, and he was the last of the family, and no one else knew the recipe. And he announced that he's going to retire and stop the chalk, and it created this basically a shortage, but I don't know. It depends on kind of how you look at it for this specific chalk. Hagoromo, Hagoromo chalk.
Okay.
Because this was a favored chalk across the world for professors.
Oh my
Because it's the best chalk
gosh.
there is. It's coated in wax. It doesn't create dust. It's really nice to clean. It doesn't skip. It's very
Oh.
smooth.
Okay.
And it created this crazy little thing. I think it was like 2016 or 15.
Oh my god.
And I mean, it was like the biggest deal that ever happened for professors as a collective. Apparently, he found a couple apprentices to pass the recipe down to, and there's two guys making the chalk now.
Okay, that's nice.
So
That's good.
that's what it reminds me of, though. So we need. So I mean, my question is the core component of this clay a naturally occurring mineral that's running out?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a very specific type of clay that's not made anywhere else.
So maybe it's a similar thing where the guy who makes it's a secret recipe. The Chicken Run clay is a secret recipe, and he's not budging on telling anybody about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very good for what it's for, withstanding all that light on it, and being exposed to air for who knows how long. I mean, there had to be something there that
Yeah.
other people weren't putting in theirs. But man, I didn't even think about how sad that was until now that I'm telling you.
That's terrible news.
That is terrible news.
Hopefully it's not
like
true.
when you find your foundation, you found your foundation from your specific brand and it's your perfect shade, and then they stop making it. I've had that happen like maybe 2 times that I've had to switch, and I still haven't been able to find one that I'm like in love with.
You know why that happens, right?
Because they hate me?
No, because when they're making that, that whoever Fenty, has a foundation, right? And you got the perfect Fenty foundation,
Mhm.
right? Another company, Sephora, whoever is making this other foundation, they pay Fenty X amount of money to take that off the market, so that the customer has to now explore tons of other foundations.
That's exactly what I did.
And so they're basically getting bought off in some way. That's what's happening. Yeah.
That's not fair. Oh my God. I think the last good foundation I had was maybe like 2016.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
I haven't been able to find one. I have tried so many since then.
I'm not surprised.
And now I'm just like, whatever.
That's what
you'll
they want to
do.
happen. It's just like all these purse companies pay the pants companies, the girls' pants companies, to put small pockets on them.
Is that what's happening too?
Yep.
Jesus. That's not fair. No one's telling me these things.
I'm telling you right now.
I feel scammed.
Probably gonna be killed tonight. I've told too many secrets about the chalk, the purses.
The pants.
They're all in cahoots.
All right, man. Well, thank you for listening to my rumors, to my studies.
Yeah, I like those studies. What to do some more of those? I didn't think about that. That's nice.
Those are fun. I like those. Yep. I hope we find some more clay, and I hope Pedro Pascal finds a better role.
Yeah, and I hope they consider more genuine case studies, and not don't pick a sample of movies. Don't pick a sample of anything that is only going to confirm your preconceived notions of whatever. Just in general, everyone.
Yeah,
but
I guess that's a thing all studies face, though.
Sure, especially
so
social
biased.
studies,
Yeah,
like this. But you need to, in those cases, those are fine. Those so-called bias studies are totally fine, but they need to be prefaced with exactly why they're biased and why that's a little. It is because no matter what, it's still a little interesting. It's like, that's okay.
Sure.
That indicates maybe a very American kind of nepotism within American productions, and that's okay. That's interesting because nepotism sucks even within whatever circle you're talking about. All the micro circles of annoyance that happen in every industry. You're just like, ugh, why can't I fucking just get into this club? Because I don't know the bouncer. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yep.
Or like, why can't I go to this school? This school wants me, but this school doesn't, and it's a lesser school. But I want to go there because of this teacher. It's because you don't know that teacher probably, and you know this other teacher at the other school type thing. So it's an unfortunate thing, but yeah. We'll have to do this again. I had fun. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice little list of things. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to this episode. This is the first time we've done a topical episode. I thought this was...
It's a good trial run. Go spread some rumors.
Yes.
Make them up.
Just make them up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just make them up.
Make 'em up.
Have some fun with it.
Sure.
The funny thing about living in the disinformation age is someone's going to believe it.
That's for fucking true. Oh my God.
That's fun, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just, we're in it. There's no going back. It's like you're in a house and every wall to wall, furniture to furniture, carpet to carpet is covered in shit, and you start cleaning. Just fucking burn the house down. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking start cleaning.
It's like that Tupperware that's been chilling in the back of your fridge for 3 months. Just throw it away. Go to Dollar Tree, buy one for $1.25.
Exactly.
Boom.
Exactly. But remember, you can join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for brand new episodes of the Filmistines over on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, Patreon.
Happy Black Friday, everybody.
But until next time, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Filmistines. Thanks for tuning in and joining us on our cinematic journey. We hope you enjoyed our discussion and gained some new insights and perspectives in the world of movies. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform, especially Patreon at patreon.com/Filmistines. And follow us on social media for more film-related content. We love hearing from our listeners, so if you have any feedback, suggestions, movie recommendations, or book recommendations, please feel free to reach out to us. Until next time, keep watching, keep loving the magic of movies. This is the Filmistines, signing off.